No, I don't make toys. I'm not that kind of elf.
Welcome back to Master the Fun and Elder Scrolls Online. Today on Spell Focus, we have another spell from the Necromancer, the Grave Lord spell line. It's the Skeletal Mage. It's quite the complicated spell from the champion point's point of view. It might actually be bugged, but we'll have a look at that later. Let's have a look at the details of this, eh? It's instant. It's a self-target. He'll spawn right next to you. He lasts, or she, or it, lasts 16 seconds. It's a criminal act. You don't want to cast it in town or near gods. Unearth a skeletal mage from the dirt to fight by your side for 16 seconds. The mage attacks the closest enemy every 2 seconds, dealing shock damage. And it creates a corpse on death. So that's the base. It's a magicka. One of the morphs is also magicka. Pretty much everything the same, but on this one, the damage also hits nearby enemies. Now, also the difference here is he doesn't spawn next to you. Now you actually have to choose your area where he'll spawn, and the damage is only 4 meters, so it's not that great. He'll do damage to other targets, but only 4 meters from the original target. So not that great from that point of view, but we'll see what happens in a bit. The other morph is the stamina morph. This one, same thing. He spawns next to you, but this one is an archer. And the archer deals damage, and the next attack will do 10% more damage than the previous attack. So you're thinking 16 seconds, 2 seconds each time. He might get off 6 to 8 attacks. That's pretty good damage. So it converts into a stamina ability. All right, now it gets juicy, and we'll have a look at the champion points, and we'll look at the stamina version first. Now, the skeletal archer. The one that I tested is Master at Arms. I didn't find this listed anywhere else. The mighty, piercing, and precise strikes supposedly also work. Some of these I didn't confirm, but it makes sense that they would work because it is a stamina ability now. As far as the skeletal Arcanist, which is the magicka morph, this one is crazy. I did testing for the stamina, and I actually discovered that the magicka version is benefited, or there's a benefit to the magicka morph when I boosted mighty and master at arms, which are supposedly stamina let's say bonuses or enhancements. So I'm guessing this is bugged, but it's working. When I looked at the spell after I boosted mighty and master at arms, the damage went up. So I can confirm that that's what's happened, at least on the PTS. If it's different, I'll make a note of it in the notes. Staff Expert is the other one. I didn't see anybody else saying this, but the Staff Expert also is directly linked to the damage for the Skeletal Arcanist, which is the magicka morph. The Elemental Expert, Elfborn, and Spell Erosion makes sense. As far as the Elfborn and Spell Erosion, I have not confirmed that. I haven't tested it, but it makes sense because, again, I do as much as I can to test out all these things, but according to my research, those two supposedly also work. Now, I also tested Thaumaturge because of the 16-second damage. You know, you would think damage over time, right? It's kind of like a spell, but no, it did not work. That definitely does not benefit the damage as far as damage over time on the spell. So those are the benefits of the champion points. Kind of crazy. We'll see what happens. At least as of today, the Mighty and Master at Arms are definitely doing some extra damage for the magicka version. So let's have a look at the spell in action now. This will be for the base spell. So we'll get in range here, max range. Okay, so we'll cast it. As you can see here, he spawns next to us. Well, kind of. Spawned in a bush. Brilliant. And we need to engage in combat, and he attacks. As you can see, he's range firing the enemy. So right away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there, he got off 8 attacks, as we expected. The 2 attacks per second. 1 attack every 2 seconds for 16 seconds. So we got our 8 attacks off, and he's ranging with the staff, doing shock damage. Okay, so we'll have a look at the stamina version now. We'll take that. Okay, we'll move over a little bit. Again, we'll try max range here. That seems to be right. There's the archer. And there he starts to attack every 2 seconds. Now I started him a little late, or he seemed to start a little late attack, so we'll see what the damage shows as far as the skeleton dummy. What it says there. Okay, so it says, what is that, 737? That's not that great, is it? Alright, we got it right away. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's a reptilian skeleton too, huh? So we'll see what kind of damage he does. He got 7 off. Remember, it's 10% each additional attack. And because, as you can see there, because of the additional attack now, it's got up to 815 damage per second. Might not seem that great, but I don't have any boosts as far as my ability scores. Everything is 0 because it's basically for demonstration. But as you can see below on the ability bars, more or less how much I have. As far as magicka goes, it's 25, and the stamina is 12k. As a matter of fact, why don't we do this? Let's put some points into stamina. Let's say 5 points. Okay, so that's 555. We'll commit, and we'll see if stamina does anything. So let's give that a go. But what we can do is this too, to make it even simpler. We'll just look at the base damage. The base damage has 927. So since it is stamina, we'll put some more points in stamina. Okay, we'll commit points, and we'll have a look. 948. There we go. It went from 800 to 900 something damage. So there you go. Stamina obviously is making a difference in this, as those other champion point passives will, as well, as I listed them previously. So that's about it. That's all I'm going to show for this spell today. Hope it was helpful. Sets, of course, helping the spell. It will depend on the morph. Stamina users will obviously want to have lots of stamina regen or max stamina to boost damage, and the skeletal mage, likewise, max magicka recovery. You know, perhaps shock sets will help. I know there's a couple of shock sets that you can get. I believe one is from Imperial City. What is it? White Gold Tower. I believe they might drop a shock set there. So thank you for joining. Leave a like, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Hope to see you all soon. And as always, have fun. Cheers.